Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt. Come join us at our newest clinic location at Good Faith Wellness Center. We provide compassionate health care for your entire family, from virtual visits to office appointments. We're committed to providing the best care. We accept all insurances and we provide monthly wellness plans. Let's start your family journey to a healthier, happier life. Schedule your appointment today. And remember, true wealth begins with good health. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another special edition of Telehealth Tuesday. This is your go-to podcast for modern insights, or modern healthcare and wellness solutions. I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt, your host, and today we have a very special episode lined up just for you. Now, let's get right into it because I know we started a little late. I want to let you know that Telehealth Tuesday can be viewed on multiple platforms. That's right, including our YouTube channel, which is Dr. B TV. That is Dr. DOCTOR, B as in boy, TV, YouTube, and also Good Faith Wellness Center pages on Instagram and Facebook alike. So make sure to please follow, like, share, tag, and most importantly, subscribe, especially on YouTube, to help support this amazing program. Now, tonight, we don't have a special guest bio, so you'll just have to deal with me. So I guess you guys, hopefully, I guess you know me. And for those of you that don't, I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt, born and raised in Orlando, Florida. What else here? Let's see. Went to medical school, St. Matthew's University. Went to undergrad at the Oakwood University. Then after that, have different, all kinds of life changes and things. But the good Lord brought me to Mississippi. Went to residency at UMC, family medicine. Been a hospitalist for about 10 years. Have a practice. One of three partners at Good Faith Wellness Center, where we are certainly taking new patients. Just love taking care of the good folks here and everywhere. We offer telehealth appointments as well. And so I'm passionate about healthcare, and we want to make sure we want to be there for you and your family, not only in the worst of times, but also in the good times too. So let the good times roll. You can come and check us out at Good Faith Wellness Center, Dr. B TV, where we're here each and every Tuesday, God willing, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, I apologize for being a little bit late. Had to take care of some very sick patient in the hospital, but nevertheless, we're right here with you. All right, let's get started. I saw Brittany Coleman on there. Thank y'all for joining. Some good folks. I know Crystal is with us. Always thank you so much for your support. Kalisha Patrice, hello to you. Thank y'all for joining us. So look, we've got a few topics to talk about. I know that some of y'all are itching to get to some content. How many people saw that Super Bowl? I know that was extremely controversial for whatever reason. I don't even know why. But if you guys caught the ad, we made sure to use some of Bad Bunny's music. Although I don't know what he's saying either, but I thought it was amazing. And so that's why the topic for today is health, equity, and wellness, and why access and quality of care still matters for all of us. So that's why we're talking about health, equity, and equality for all of us. And what does that mean, health equity? Well, what we're simply saying, all right, what we're simply saying is that everybody matters, so it doesn't matter where you're from, black, white, purple, orange, gay, straight, small, big. I was told not to say the F word. So we have to say large or we have to say overweight, because we do want to be somewhat politically correct here. So I want you guys to know that this is a live program, and also that you guys can, zero controversy, football game, terrible. So we want to let you guys know that this is a live program, okay? And so you can ask any questions. There's nothing such as a bad question or a crazy or silly question. We're here to answer all of your concerns, okay? That means all of them. So let me know what you guys want to talk about. Otherwise, I'm just going to get on with what I need to say. And that is, so look, let's talk about diabetes. Let's talk about hypertension, but in a different way. I want y'all to know that sometimes I'll do a talk that's called an annual exam, or a ticket to the grave. The choice is yours. And we start out with a story about a young man who came to the hospital with a blood sugar of 1,710. Can you believe that? I think he was 48 or 49 years old. I tell this story everywhere. We talked about it with Brother Cyrus Jones a few weeks ago at the Health and Wellness Conference here. Shell's Kitchen in the house. Good to see you. Let's put that as highlight that. Shell's Kitchen. Let's Shell's Kitchen. Let's give it up. And give it up for yourself as well. Thank y'all for being here with us. I know you could be here, there, or anywhere on this Tuesday night at 7:29 p.m., but you chose to spend this time with us. And so for that, we say thank you. But yes, so this gentleman came into the hospital, big strapping young man, muscles and all that, and he was a contractor, I believe, and he just hadn't been to the doctor, in the longest, and so, which I guess sounds kind of irresponsible, but nevertheless, he hadn't been there to the doctor in 20 or 30 years, I believe the family said. Needless to say, in 4 or 5 hours, he went into a coma and died, and like I said, left behind a couple of children, and so. Look, very sad story, but the moral of this is that look, it doesn't matter who you are, and I know that we people probably keep hearing us talk about. Uh, People keep hearing are tired of people talking about diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and right. But the thing is, we got to keep beating people over the head with it because we got to make the changes. Just like in the hospital today, we were making rounds, and there's a gentleman who's been at this particular facility for over 6 years, and he's an undocumented gentleman. Excuse me. And so he's got a lot of different conditions and cerebral palsy, and he doesn't walk too good. And but we still say, even though he's the longest serving patient here, he still needs to get out of bed. We still need you to get up off your all that pressure that's on your behind, on your sacral area. Get up, and I say at least sit the patient up to the chair. We don't want you sitting around and getting blood clots and all that kind of stuff. So out of bed twice a day. Well, somebody on the team said, well, you know what, Dr. Bookhardt, I know you're new here, but it don't matter. We just, the order is in. They just don't follow it. Oh, well. And the answer is no. We cannot give up. We got to keep going. We got to keep saying, look, even though, yeah, the order's been in computer probably for a couple of years, but look, maybe it'll be different today. Somebody needs to get the man up. So that's why we keep going on these age-old topics of diabetes, hypertension. Y'all let me know if you can hear me well, because I'm on a laptop today. So we're working remotely here because, like I said, I just got in from the hospital and had to run on here. That's why we were a little late. So usually on a nice big iMac computer on the desktop. So let me know if you guys can't hear me or see me, or if the image is small or distorted or anything like that. So what was the weight class of this 1700 blood sugar? Um, the weight, his weight. I don't remember his weight. It was just some years ago, but he was in shape. I mean, he was like he had played football and everything in high school, and I think he was a construction worker or something like that. So he was average weight, had a more muscular kind of build to him. So if that's what you're asking, Michelle said my mom's A1C went from 12 to 6.4. How'd you, man? That's amazing. You know what? Audience, let's give it up. So, Michelle Kitchen, Michelle, lovely mother. I know, Michelle, your mom is vision impaired, so or she's legally blind, and I'm guessing that was likely due to the diabetes and things. So, big shout out for that. I'm so glad that the good Lord has blessed your mom's diabetes to improve so much. She may even come off insulin one day, But let us know how she's doing, and if you want to share what type of insulin or Medicare, I guess she was on metformin or Januvia, or what type of insulin she's on. And guys, the other thing is, everybody's talking about Ozempic. Y'all want to talk about Ozempic, or let me know what you want to talk about, because I'm here to talk about hypertension, diabetes. We're going to keep on drilling this thing down because we want to make sure that and we all got to do better. It's not even just preaching to the choir, We get on that treadmill and elliptical even this morning, all right? So, but it's never too late. That's the other thing. People will say, well, I can't get in there and Planet Fitness or the club and be, bench pressing like all these other guys and huffing and puffing. But it's not about that. It's not about even jogging or running on the treadmill. 30 to 45 minutes of aerobic exercise, which is just walking, swinging your hands like you see people looking goofy on the side of the road or in your neighborhood, but they're getting it in. That's what the American Heart Association and all the other associations, frankly, that's what they recommend. So we want to make sure just walking, that is the best thing you can do. Walking. We got a question. What are your thoughts on GLP-1 drugs? Kalisha, I think in the right patient, okay, that they're great. Like so, Ozempic, when it came out, it still is the craze phenomenon. People are, so I guess obsessed with it, right? Then here goes Wegovy, and here goes Zepbound, and I think there's some other one I can't think of right now. They have slightly different indications because one, when they come in with the Wegovy, it was more so for the weight loss side of it, whereas Ozempic, we were talking about diabetes. But I want to make sure that you guys know it's not a substitute for insulin, such as Lantus. Okay, we had a gentleman come in he has a really good corporate job. He's a regional guy, and he says, "Hey," and he was going back and forth arguing with me over being on insulin and his hemoglobin A1C level. What was it? Was it 11? Was it 11 or 12? Somewhere around there, but definitely way too high for metformin to work, properly and to get it down where it needed to be. So I said, "Hey, all roads point to insulin." He said, "Dr. Bookhardt, I don't want to do it, man. I don't want to give myself the shots." And then he comes back, "Well, what about Ozempic?" And I said, "Sir, that is a shot. That's a shot." But he said, well, it's just once a week. And I said, "But if you can do a shot once a week, you can do just one shot a day." And I said, "The thing is, this is going to give you the best opportunity to get your diabetes under control because," and I say this all the time, like when I give that talk about an annual exam or a ticket to the grave, the choice is yours. Look, for the men that may be on here, I know we have the ladies are commenting. I appreciate y'all keep them coming. But if there's any men on there, y'all let us know where the men are because, and people always try to laugh at this. I'm gonna ask like for a drum roll on it because diabetes, guess what? It impacts your penis. So if you want that to work, that is what men refer to. We call it the third arm or the third leg, depending on where you are. If you want that to work and you're tired of taking honey packs and Viagra and going overseas and getting it and all that stuff, look, if you have diabetes and it's poorly controlled, it doesn't matter how many honey packs. You can go to the gas station and get 10 honey packs and take 4 or 5 of them right now. You may get a little bit of, instantaneous gratification. But when those 10 minutes are over, well, there we go again. So this is all because of once we fix the metabolic problem, once we fix the diabetes and all that, then hopefully the third leg will wake up and do what it needs to do. And but see, I'm emphasizing that because that's what the men want to hear. That's the only thing that perks them up, and they say, "Wait a minute, so that's what you're telling me I need to do?" And then all of a sudden now they're interested in taking their insulin and doing things like that and changing diet. Ebby York, what's going on? I know we get some laughs in there. We're going to let y'all lighten up. We broke the ice. All right, let's see. Let's get to y'all. Keep them coming. Look, because it's just me on here today. And I said, look, there was a thought that folks, say, I'm sure a lot of folks thought that we maybe cancel or whatnot, because we were going to have a dynamic pastor on here. And unfortunately, he had some things come up that were urgent. But we said the show must go on. As the good Lord gives me breath in the lungs, we don't want to disappoint the people. We got to show up. And so that's why we're here. All right. So I want y'all to because we're going to keep each other engaged here. So y'all keep me going too. All right. So let's back up. We talked about the thoughts on that. You say that's the goal. Okay, she's on glargine. Yeah, so glargine is Lantus. So that's long-acting insulin that hopefully is a 22-hour, on average, 22-hour mechanism of action or length of action, where it is supposedly just like how our body, the beta cells in the pancreas are making insulin long that stays at a steady state in our body, right? That insulin, same amount stays there. When you eat, then the pancreas kind of goes little right there, little bits, small amounts of insulin with meals. The larger the meal, hopefully a little bit more insulin. That's how a healthy body, healthy pancreas is working. With diabetic type 1, what it used to be, type 1 saying, actually, you're not producing it at all. Type 2, just a lower sensitivity. So type 2, right? And a lot of people used to say only type 1 needed insulin, but now we see the most common is type 2, but you're insulin requiring. So it's diabetes mellitus type 2, insulin dependent type, right? So that threw people like 20, 30 years ago, that really threw people. So now we see that the type 2 is people that have the issue with sensitivity to the insulin, right? They're making it. Sometimes not enough, or sometimes body not sensitive enough. That's why you still need the insulin. So the glargine is helping to mimic the body's insulin that's there for almost 24 hours. That's why that Lantus is once a day. So that's why we usually start with that to make sure people are compliant and they don't just kind of slack off on using it. Um, my doctor offered me the GLP-1 today, and I told her no because I wanted to do it on my own. I'm still skeptical as far as future and long-term side effects. And I really appreciate you being transparent and open enough to share that with us about your journey. But and you know what? I'm honestly happy you said that, because really, on any board question that we take, being able to say board certified doctor and all that stuff, on the boards, they say, what is the initial thing that you can do? The best thing that you can tell a patient initially, advice for somebody who's a new diabetic or even an existing diabetic that's poorly controlled. The number one thing, the initial thing, is to be diet and lifestyle modifications, right? So trying to lose weight naturally and changing that diet, they're basically equally important, head to head. So that means for most people, 2,200 calorie or 2,000 calorie, K-calorie diabetic diet. You can go to ada.org or .com, or the American Diabetes Association, and they've had all these meals on there, right? They tell you about counting carbs, how to look how many grams of sugar. They have an actual meal planned out for the entire week, for the month even, if you will. Excuse me, where they talk about what you need to eat, how you do it, how you prepare. They got recipes. That's when everybody's got some kind of access to the internet. So nobody has an excuse. So proud of you, Michelle, for wanting to do that the natural way. Now, look, if you're a candidate for one of the GLP-1s and your lab work is okay, you don't have any problem with your liver and kidneys and all that good stuff, some people do need a little bit of a jump start, or even a little Adipex. I had somebody tell me recently, Adipex keep you up all night and cause a lot of tachycardia, or elevated heart rate. And so, and certainly this is not, I'm not trying to make a push or anything for the pharmaceutical companies or anything, but I'm just saying that it's not all bad if some people do need a little push, because once they have that appetite, and you kind of curb that appetite a little bit, and they see themselves losing 5-6 pounds, then they get motivated. Then they get motivated to get up early and get on that treadmill or that elliptical or whatever. So not always a bad thing, but again, applaud you for wanting to do that the natural way first, because that's the way that's going to stick with you. Chantel Taylor, good evening. Good to see you. The founder and CEO of the Legacy Magazine, Mississippi. We have all these business owners and creators. Legacy Magazine is into the building. Thank you so much for joining us. And now also let us know when your podcast is, Chantel. I think sometimes you'll pop up and do it. You were on there with Sarita last time, and you guys showed up and joined us at the Cigar Thursday, each and every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central. And actually, there's a special Valentine's edition for those of you out there. Now, look, I know what you're going to say. We're not promoting smoking and drinking, all that, but that is the name, Cigar Thursday, because there are people who are there who are enjoying cigar, but that is not some prerequisite or requirement for you to come. This is just a good networking event, sitting back, grown people listening to great DJs for a great cause. There's no charge to come in, and the phenomenal Carrie Thomas will be there with a live performance, singer, songwriter, recording artist extraordinaire, this Thursday. Now, this is a special one-time event, so you don't want to miss this Thursday. So if you got Valentine plans, we'll include Cigar Thursday in your Valentine's plans, okay? All right, back to the regularly scheduled program. So you say, what's crazy? They're working hard to push it on so many people. Well, that's the thing. The whole thing is a racket. They're trying to push this on everybody because it's a $1 trillion industry. And we need to get some of that money, don't you think? So they're pushing this on everybody. And like you said, some people don't even know any better. They're thinking they're not. It's not even saying, "Well, hey, consult your doctor first." You're just seeing all this thing, all these people getting slim and trim. They're ready for suns out, buns out, and all that good stuff, and to get on the beach and whatever else people do when they put their buns out, whatever. And so you're just looking at that and seeing people in speedos, bikinis, and all that, and it's saying, and that's what it's meant to do, is to grab your attention. But you don't think about the people that are having all kind of side effects and issues, right? And it's a new drug, but now we are getting data on people that are not doing so well. And sometimes it's an unhealthy amount of weight loss, right? And sometimes it just make your head look large and then your eyes jut out and all that stuff. And then you look weird. People start asking you, are you sick? So you just got, it's not for every patient. So always the best way is diet and lifestyle modification. Um, Yes, Crystal. Thank you. Let's see what Crystal Thomas has to say. All right, dear. Do you think that some people avoid taking medication because it makes their condition feel more real, which can be hard to accept? I want to say that one again. That is an amazing question. Do you think that some avoid taking medication because it makes their condition feel more real, which can be hard to accept? I think there's a definite possibility because you do have a lot of people saying, well, hey, I don't like taking medication, right? And it could be for anything like a headache or just being nauseated, people like that. And so that's what honestly, and you make sure if I'm getting off topic or anything, I want to make sure that I'm understanding the question or answering it. But I think that yeah, if you we want to make sure that we validate people's questions and concerns, because it's certainly real. And even if we in the medical field like, oh, I've seen this before, it's real to the person. And so yeah, I do think that there's some there is certainly a subset of people that are doing just what you're saying. Um, a lot of people don't either want to accept that they have the condition. They don't want to accept that, like the gentleman I told you about, that they have it and they're going to need to take insulin if it's diabetes or whatnot, or even things that are far more serious and unfortunate, such as HIV, things like that. So yeah, bottom line is I do think that that can be something. Associated with medication and making things feel real because there are all these barriers, and that is why segue into coming to Good Faith Wellness Center, because if you don't have a primary care doctor, well, you got one now. That is what we do at Good Faith Wellness Center, because we're not rushed and barely stepping in the room and rushing you out of there. We'll sit down with you and talk to you and listen to your concerns. We're here for you. That's why we started that practice, so that it didn't have to be the usual kind of run of the mill, in and out kind of thing. So where we can listen to you and see what are the barriers, what is preventing you from accepting this, what is it preventing from being compliant and taking the medication. So that's a great question. Um, Talisha and her fiance have a podcast as well. I think you should have them on. He's the founder of Hello Black. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, right. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hello, yeah, absolutely, great. So look, Talisha, look, let me know when you guys want to come on. We've got some openings, I believe, in starting in either the last Tuesday in March or first Tuesday in April. So we got it booked out a few more weeks, but we would love to have you on. So let's do that. Please send me a message, a DM, or email, or whatever, or and call me. Let me know, because we would love to have you on, and let us know. Is that the name? It's Hello Black. Is it the Hello Black Man podcast as well? Make sure to put that in there in the comments and what day and time you guys are on. We're going to join you. We're going to support you. And if you want to have yours truly on even as a guest, hey, I would love to be there. So absolutely. She said, love cigar. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And the owner of Trio, Mr. Boo Rossini himself, is in town, and he's going to be there with us. So you guys come on and come out if you haven't gotten a chance to meet this uh, brilliant, exciting young man. Y'all come on out. I sound like I'm old. I think he's older than me, but don't tell him. Um, but you guys come on out there and check it out. We got a new Fallout Kid 59. I don't know who that is because I'm on this laptop and I can't really, it's a little smaller, but hello to all right, we've got, of course, hello to Fallout Kid 59. Yeah, that was a great question. All right, you got a question? Let me know. I'm scrolling down to get caught up. Let me know what that question is. Kimberly Lewis, what's going on? Good evening. Good evening. Good to see you. There's definitely a psychological aspect to taking medications. Yeah, that was a great question. Yeah, and it's like the compliance factor, and that's what I'm saying. Kimberly, thank you for helping us point that out because, like, for example, okay, there's a medication called hydralazine. I use it a lot in the hospital. It's twice a day medicine, usually 3 times a day, and I've even seen it 4 times a day, but usually 3 times a day. So you can imagine having to literally take a pill, some water in the morning, take it with you to your work site for lunch, or go home and take it, and then here we go again at night. So a lot of times they're going to skip either the one at lunch or maybe the nighttime dose, especially if they either have things to do or they go to bed early or whatnot. So yeah, we have to look at that too. The what affects the compliance and people taking their medication. So, but yeah, definitely good points y'all are making. Do you have anything on weight loss? You mean in terms of literature or advice? To the Fallout kid, let me know about a little bit more about what you mean by that. But I'd love to entertain the question. Just let me know, how you mean that, because we definitely have information on it, and that is what we spend a good amount of time. We're here to talk about it and answer what you want to know about weight loss, what's healthy ways to lose it, what medications, things like that, or what's the best way to make sure that we stick to it. It was just like patients that smoke cigarettes and things, right? I'll tell them, hey, we know you're not going to do it cold turkey. We know you're not going to quit, and the patient will look at me like, man, you're not supposed to say that, but because it's just we've been doing this for years, right? So um, I'll tell people, hey, to make sure that we stick to this, right, and that we don't, excuse me, we don't waver or fall off. Let's go ahead and say, okay, in a pack of cigarettes, there's 20 cigarettes, right? Certainly, this is not a commercial for Philip Morris Agency or anything, but 20 cigarettes. If somebody smokes a pack a day, it's 20 cigarettes, right? 20 times that they're lighting up, firing up, and walking outside and doing that, right? Or they smoke 2 or 3 chain smoke back to back. What I say is, okay, let's try to do it, cut it down in fourths and 25%. That means 5 cigarettes. So instead of smoking all 20 today, we said, let's smoke 15 cigarettes today, right? I know that that's kind of counterintuitive and people like, you're not supposed to say that, but we are, because uh, that's the way to encourage the compliance, okay? Um, let's see here. Okay, I'm sorry, I was getting some messages here. Follow up, ASAP. Um, okay. I get okay. This is from patient related. Yeah, thank you so much, Kimberly. I just saw that. So that's the thing, and I know it's different from other people's approach, but like you're saying, the approach, because we just know that it's just like saying, well, stop take it, eating sweets and all that. People say, oh, I can do cold turkey, but if you could do it cold turkey and we could do we could all stop drinking and we could stop doing whatever, then we would do it, right? If it was that easy, you know what I'm saying? If it was that easy to be a NBA or NFL basketball player, we would do it. If you could be Bad Bunny, right, and be up there on NFL and singing in Spanish and all that, well, they would have picked you. Hell. So this is not something easy. It's not something that everybody can do. So we want to come up with ways to encourage patient and encourage compliance and stick to itiveness. And like Crystal said, that even if you have some things in the back of your mind, we want to respect that. We want to get down and drill down to that barrier and why do we have that barrier? And let's say we can meet you there. It's almost like from a psychological, psychiatric kind of thing, or your therapist, right? A good therapist is supposed to meet you, basically where you are. Also, a good pastor, they're supposed to say, hey, it's not that you're coming down to somebody's level necessarily, but I'm coming there to meet you to understand. And then let's come, like, that's why a lot of people get it wrong. They think that, oh, you're the doctor, or you're the one who, but this is a team-based approach. So you let me know what's going on. I'm gonna make recommendations. I'm gonna meet you there. Okay. And then we're gonna talk together about it and then make the best choice together. Okay. We're gonna do our best not let you make the wrong choice, but it's not a dictatorship. So that's why, it's all about, if a person or a patient has a barrier, um, we need to see why the patient is it real to them. If taking the drug or not taking it, does that influence that? Does it make it feel less real? Things like that. We have to try to understand. Let's see here. Shamika T from Texas, what's going on? Glad you could join us. Shamika, we got to get you back on here because we need to talk about this, right? We need to talk about from a mental health standpoint, from therapy. So Shamika T. Thomas um, from Dallas, Texas. Um, we need you to come on the show again, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put you on there and we'll just inform you of the date. All right? Working hard. That's it. We working hard. Another day on the plantation. Um, let's see. Kimberly, let's go. She's super supportive. Okay, Michelle, well, yeah, let's wait, I'm getting lost in the Michelle, you're saying she's super supportive. Wait, who are we talking? Are we talking about y'all wanted to get yeah, you're talking about Kalisha and her husband. Yeah, absolutely. Come on. I had to scroll back up because um yeah, definitely psychological. Yeah. And okay, back down to Kimberly. Yeah, you said I'm a pharmacist and I try to sit down with patients and work with work any recommendation into their schedules to hopefully improve adherence. Yeah, that's so important. Where are you, Kim? Where are you at? Are you with one of the chains? Or let us know, or if you want people to know, and they can come see you and get advice. Big shout out to the pharmacist here. Man, my guy, Dr. Andrew Clark. I know you know him, Kimberly. Great guy. Unfortunately, he plays a certain fraternity that's not Alpha Phi Alpha, and so that's his bad. Unfortunately, but don't tell him I said that. I'm just joking. But thank you so much for your ministry and helping us because we definitely need y'all as pharmacists. Okay, what are you guys seeing, Kimberly? Like in the stores, are more people like comparing with Wegovy, Ozempic, Zepbound? What are you seeing flying off the shelves still? Because I have a patient of mine who just this weekend actually was prescribing Ozempic for this person, and they were out. There was only two. As far as Walgreens, there were only two Walgreens in the entire kind of 50-mile radius that had it. There was one in Flowood and then one in out by South Jackson. So that was for Ozempic. Medicine is great for certain things, but can cause issues in so many other areas. It's very good to at least try not to become so dependent on it unless it's absolutely necessary. Definitely try the alternatives as well. Yeah, that's absolutely, you're absolutely right. I couldn't agree more. Kimberly, we got to have you on the show. I don't think with that, Andrew, Dr. Clark on here. Kimberly Lewis Evans, please drop us a line or send a DM or something so we can coordinate that with you and your pharmacy practice. And let's get you on there. That would be great. Shamika, I'm ready. Let's do it. From Fannin, Mississippi. I'll put that in there. From Fannin, Mississippi. I reside in Dallas. Oh, Kimberly, okay, you're at the VA. Got you. Ozempic, Wegovy, Manjaro fly out the shelves from what I hear from colleagues. Yeah, they can't keep them in. They can't keep. But again, that's from all this amazing advertising. This is amazing advertising. I mean, that's what they're great at. They are going to get you every time. You watch those ads, and they put them in at the right time. They put them in right before or after some Little Debbie commercial or some kind of Golden Corral. I don't know if y'all like Golden Corral. It's not my favorite, but anyway, but you get what I'm saying. Papa John's, and so your mouth's watering for that, and oh my goodness, and then boom, a drug rep commercial. Sometimes before, sometimes after. Or like you'll notice that by certain gyms, they'll have a Dunkin' Donuts, right? What sense does that make? So this thing is all a plot, man. It's all, I'm telling you. I'm going to share something with you guys, right? And I usually only do this in person, but hey, look, I don't care if this is because I'm still my own man. And so, look, even in hospital, I love what I do, right? Getting back into the hospital and everything now, said little Debbie. But this is the truth, right? And again, this is no shade to it because I'm literally back working in the hospital now. But I love what I do. But look, a lot of contracts, you'll get a bonus for basically the sicker the person is, the more people that are in the hospital above a certain threshold, right? Say your threshold is 18. That means if I keep my list over 18 and I do that consecutively or consistently for about a quarter, 3 months, then I'm going to get a bonus, several thousands of dollars. Do you understand that that means more people in the hospital, the more the hospital profits, because you got heads in beds, the more money is insured, the more billing is done, and the more the doctors are making. Can you believe that? So even though we're doing good in this hospital ministry and people that also have clinics, that's why we emphasize so much about your primary care doctor, because by the time you get to the hospital, I'm literally telling y'all that they're incentivized to keep you sick, keep you in the hospital to make more money, to make a bonus on you. The CEO of the hospital on private jets. Doctors are getting all kind of bonuses. They're dropping off a bottle of wine on your desk. You walk in, there's a $150 bottle of wine saying, thanks for the good job, being rewarded for this, right? So it's not a knock on anything or in hospital. I'm just letting y'all know, when people say I don't need to go to no primary care, I just go to the ER. That's crazy. We got to stop that. That is crazy. So we need to go to a primary doctor, somebody who knows you, cares for you, loves you, and who wants the best for you. Again, not that the hospital doesn't, necessarily want the best for you, but sometimes they don't. Let's just be honest. So, all right, let's see what has popped in here. Twana Shanta, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Let's see here. What's really wild is that so many people are taking Ozempic and a whole lineup of GLP-1s, yet the people who genuinely need them, yeah, I know where you're going, for their health are struggling to get access. It is backwards, because medicine should prioritize medical necessity versus following trends. Isn't that how the guy does it in tendonism? Well, I guess he's not doing it yet. Y'all, somebody let us know. Is tendonism still a thing? I think the owner guy that was hating, he got a little jealous, and he didn't want our guy to be stealing all the thunder and stuff, because that gentleman was a cook, and nobody would have even known about this place in California or tendonism if he hadn't done. I wish that man would have coined that statement. Lord have mercy. But anyway, I was thinking about the mic drop or whatever. He dropped his glasses. But that is the point. That is like, boom, I'm gonna read that again. What's wild is that so many people are taking Ozempic and a whole lineup of GLP-1s, yet the people who genuinely need them for their health are struggling to get access. It is backward. It's backwards because medicine should prioritize medical necessity versus following trends. I hope y'all heard that. That's true, because he said we see it in the LTC market as well. The more orders they write, the more money they get. Now, what's the LTC? LTC. You said long-term care market? Is that what you? Long-term care hospital and everything? Is that what you? Let me know what you meant, Shatwana. Sherelle, what's going on? Absolutely. The ER is not a doctor. Yep. Please, you already know from our days at the work. Well, I won't even name the facility, God, but we know that is frustrating. The ER people, listen, the ER is not a doctor's office. I can't say it enough. The ER is not a doctor's office. We got to get out. So that's what we're trying to do, Sherelle. This is ministry. We're trying to get people out of that kind of foolishness. It is not a doctor's office. I heard it because Shamika T, I heard it becomes addictive after the start of Ozempic. The more weight you lose, the more you want to lose or feel you need to lose. Boom, there we go. Man, y'all killing it with the comments tonight. This is like one of the best in the last 3 months with all this participation. Y'all are on it tonight, man. You are so correct. And even going back again to Crystal's about the mental aspect of it, right? About people feeling what's real to them, all of that. So if you didn't hear it again, I'm going to read this again. I heard it becomes addictive after the start of Ozempic. The more weight you lose, the more you want to lose or feel you need to lose. That's going back into how you're perceiving things, right? You know that, okay, if my BMI, right, Body mass index. We're going to shoot for one of 24, right? That would be like you're doing great. 24. So the average person in this country is around 28 to 30. Okay, so that's classified as overweight, obese. Especially when you hit 28, 30, something like that, obese. So, and then you got moderately obese and all that, and severely or morbidly. Um, and so we know that, okay, depending on that, we need you to get, let's have a target body mass index of say 25, 26, right? That'd be realistic to come down from 32. So we kind of calculate and all that, how many pounds that'll be. Let's say it needs to be 35 pounds, right? So once you get close to that, you get 25 off, then what you're saying, like you're saying, man, I need to lose more now. You get addicted to it. And that's how the drugs are designed. And that's the thing, and I know our pharmacist may want to weigh in on it. That's the thing. It is designed like a system, man, to keep, that's why there's food deserts in African American and minority communities, not just African American, because again, on the Super Bowl, we were able to look at our brown sisters and brothers and who are, and also, by the way, would y'all please help somebody know that Puerto Rico is not a separate country from the U.S.? Boom. So please, somebody tell Agent Orange and all his little henchmen or whoever that that's not separate. But anyway, I'm glad that that brother highlighted what with the Hispanic culture and everything. And so that's why I said, let me not just say African American, we say minority communities, food desert, meaning there ain't no Whole Foods, okay, in the hood. Now you got a corner store where you get them pickles in a bag, swimming in juice and boiled peanuts and all that, everything to send your sodium through the roof, send all them people into heart failure, and they back in the emergency department like this unfortunate lady was just before I came to get on the show. All distended, belly swollen, legs big, short of breath, confused, all that kind of stuff, fluid on your lungs, on the chest x-ray, all of that, right? And it all could start. You could say it all started with a pickle and some boiled peanuts, But though, just an example of things that can cause sodium with the salt, the water follows, right? And so that leads to more fluid retention and swelling. So that's why people for the holidays and Thanksgiving and all that, they say, "Oh, I just keep swelling." Or I went over and I ate too much. I just keep swelling. That's how that happens. That's a physiologic way. That's how it happens. So no knock again. Look, so Michelle, we know you like it seasoned, or like Joycelyn said, what she say, I'm a saucy girl, right? So we know you like your food seasoned. So it's not a knock on you either. But look, if we got our heart failure people and our diabetes, now come on, y'all got to work with us, okay? Y'all got to work with us. Don't make it hard for me. Don't make it hard for me here. Oh, sure, yeah, long-term care. That's right, Sherelle. So you had mentioned, what was it that you said? Me going back up here, long-term care. You had mentioned something about LTC. Oh yeah, you were saying in the long-term care market as well, the more orders they write, the more you right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But you'll never hear that. I had a guy with a men's conference, he came up to me and said, I've never heard a doctor say that. Yeah, and you never will, because they want to keep lining their pockets with that. Okay. The sicker you are, the richer they become. Body dysmorphia is real. Um, yeah, absolutely. It truly is. It's a great point. She said, I'm screaming. That's why UMC weights in the ER are like they exactly. That's why somebody went to that again. I didn't use the word, you used it, but this particular facility they went to, and they think the patient said they were there for 28 hours, still didn't get seen and left. And why is that? Because people are going there to say, am I really pregnant? You gonna give me some Dilaudid for this headache, or what they say, Sherelle? They can't even pronounce Dilaudid. So they want to do all this foolishness. Give me something coming in for headache, coming in, am I really pregnant? Oh, I'm nauseated, right? Or having a new baby that's spitting up. And then you remember in the ER, that particular facility in the pediatric ER, hey, everyone, they had a poster, all babies spit up. Okay. So they'll come in, and these are the types of people that cause gridlock and cause a jam on the freeway, if you will. And that's why there's no chairs in the, you're standing up even. You feel like you have an emergency. And even if you do, you're there standing up because there's not enough chairs, because it is foolishness. So we just got to keep encouraging our people, hey, go to your primary care. This is not a real emergency. So, all right. The ER's goal is simple: get you in and get you out. Yep. That's actually what they say is treat them and what? Street them. Um, Sadly, those weight loss medicines and the people who made them are all about the money. Yep. Comparison is the thief of joy. People stay comparing and contrasting their bodies to the next person. When skinny does not automatically mean healthy. Let me read that again. When skinny does not automatically mean healthy. The real goal should always be health, not a number on a scale or someone else's body. And most are doing it for a number or look versus health. Let's put that on the screen. You guys, I'm telling you, y'all must have got some good rest last night. I don't know if all this terrible, this cold, hot weather, maybe people are sleeping more. Maybe y'all took a day off or took some medication. Y'all took some vitamin B12 shots or something. Maybe y'all got some good IV fluids from over there at my girl Annie Knight's place, over there in Infusia Med Spa. Come on and see Annie at the Infusia Med Spa on Lakeland Drive, right down the street from Good Faith Wellness Center. That's where you need to be. Tell her we sent you. Tell her Dr. Bookhardt sent you. Because you can get all that. You get a Myers cocktail when you're dehydrated, or even if somebody's just hungover, frankly. It's an infusion of a banana bag in there. It's got all kind of vitamins and folic acid, all that good stuff, IV fluid, normal saline. She can give you some vitamin D, some glutathione, which is amino acid, all kind of stuff that is you will feel phenomenal. So big shout out to the Infusia Med Spa, Lakeland Drive. I don't have the phone number or address, but if you put that in, it'll come up. The real problem is the people that are not non-diabetic and not overweight taking these medications and how it's affecting their bodies. That's right. What it is doing to your pancreas, gallbladder, and stomach motility. Are you saying, what is it? Yeah, gastrointestinal issues and pancreatitis is occurring from these GLP-1s. I got a 28-year-old patient that got admitted overnight, and we saw her today when we came in. 28 years old, pancreatitis. Now, most commonly caused by gallstones, okay? Pancreatitis. Other potential causes: smoking, excessive alcohol use, smoking cigarettes, so excessive alcohol consumption, and elevated triglycerides. It's always those four things, right, in med school and residency causes of pancreatitis. Again, smoking, drinking, elevated triglycerides, and gallstones. Sometimes these people out there, their gallbladder removed. And so, again, excellent point from my colleague over here to talk about the issues with your pancreas, your gallbladder, stomach motility that sometimes is affected as a side effect from these GLP-1s. So that's why, as Michelle said, we need to always go the natural route first. Sometimes you do need medicine, okay? Again, hear me clearly. Sometimes you need it, all right? The whole, Dr. Mike, you gonna get the whole salt bottle. Oh, no, wait a minute. I was gonna put it up there. Oh, wait, with the comment window, let me get that. Let remove that. No, we can't do the Lowry's, okay? We can't do the Lowry seasoning. That's some good stuff, though. That's old school, y'all. You got to be over 30 to know about Lowry's, okay? You got to be at least 35 and up. Or trying to get a doctor's excuse for work tomorrow. It ain't a thing wrong with them ER foolery. I can't, don't even get me started. What do you think about the lack of treatment for dementia? No new meds in 40 years. Wow, what a, man, excellent. So, and I don't, wanted to come off as like a conspiracy theorist, but I really feel like there's something for that. I really feel like that. Isn't that strange to you that not only no new medications, but the fact that so many people are coming down with this stuff. Y'all remember there were not so many obese children. There were not so many children with all these allergies. There was not so much autism. There was not so much cancer. There were not so many people with dementia. And then you see all of a sudden in a subset of population or in an area or in families and different things, now people are getting confused in early ages. Used to be 80 years old and now it's like 70. Now some other people 60 years old doing MRI, and we're looking at some changes in the with the brain and all this kind of strange stuff. So yeah, and if it's something like that where they want to just keep the pharmaceutical companies rich, yeah, that they wouldn't necessarily be trying to figure out the cure or that or even the cause of that, right? In the textbooks, it tells us okay about dementia and progressively worsening the chronic illness that there's no cure for and all that good stuff. We know that, right, for the most part. But why is it happening? And a great point because we have all these. Y'all remember when COVID was out, right? In 2020, March of 2020. Next thing you know, what? Less than 1 year, you got a darn vaccine, but you can't. Don't get me started. Yeah, Shell, yes, she's on it. Let's see. It's a drug and Alicia Petrie, the current meds don't work to me. We give them to the patients, and there is no change in the patient whatsoever. It really is sad, um, and to see people going downhill. There's a patient that got admitted here, and his wife found him wandering around. Didn't know where he was at and all that. Now he has some other stuff going on, like urinary tract infection, dehydration, and all that. So it's not just cut and dry dementia, but when people do have this and it's a progressive thing, and you the way that you remember your loved one, man, they were able to drive a car, go to church, go to work, play with the kids, grandkids, or whatnot, and cook their own meals, and to see them just going downhill, man, it is something to be said for the food, the preservatives here. Maybe the way that they're making the vaccines and the active versus inactive ingredients. So many things, the ozone, particles, things like that. Just so many things. And so, at the end of the day, it's not all doom and gloom. We just got to do better, everybody, and all of us, right? And we're a team. So we got to do it together. What time we got? 8:15. I think we got about 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna let you guys get a little rest on R&R. How many medications list dementia cognitive decline as a side effect? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Sherelle said, I've seen it in patients even in the late 50s having early onset dementia as well. I mean, that ought to resonate, man. That ought to resonate with somebody. That's a shame, And to be the most advanced and the best country in the world, which hey, look, I'm still glad to be here, even considering the foolishness going on from Agent Orange and all these other people. But look, we still are blessed because if anybody has been to a third world country or been outside of the country at all, this country, unless you were going to Dubai or somewhere like that has got some really cool and better stuff than us, or every parts of China and all that, we still are blessed. That's the positive take home. We still are blessed. There's a lot that's not going right. So the insurance and all that stuff's terrible. The big, beautiful bill that myself and my friend Tim Lee talked about with TCL Tax Services, and his motto is we don't just do taxes, we know taxes. So shout out to Tim Lee. But yeah, he was a big fan of the big beautiful bill, and said he's gonna have me back on his show. I think is it this Monday or next Monday? We'll let you know. We're gonna come back on there on WMPR 90.1. Man, we had a good time there. We had a great time. He's on every Monday at 6:00 p.m. Central Standard Time every Monday. You can go to tcl.com, tax services, and catch his program. We're going to be on there, and we'll have him back again. But we were talking about that. I know he's a big proponent of that thing, but, for the insurance side of it, people's healthcare costs have skyrocketed, Gabapentin is another one causing dementia in a lot of patients. Yeah, a lot of people. The lady today with the heart failure I was telling y'all about, we talking about swelling, congestive heart failure problems and all that. She had it was like 40 something medication. It was so much medication. I just didn't have time. I said, I can't go through all this. I told the nurse, please just put medication in the computer and I'll just have to look at it later after the show. But we admitted her. And unfortunately, this person's loved one, husband, is in the hospital with her primary reason for being admitted. They're in the same facility with the same thing. So it's telling you something is definitely going on. We just got to wake up, man. We got to wake up. We all got to do better. We got to challenge each other to do better. You got to go see your primary doctor. If you don't have one, you do now. Okay. One more question, if anybody's got one. Otherwise, I'm gonna close with it, guys. It's 8:19, and this was again, man. Give yourself a round of applause for sticking with us tonight. Um, I knew the good Lord was gonna bless us. We had a lot of stuff to talk about, but you guys kept it going. Great interaction. If anybody has one, I'll take the last question if there is one. If not, I want to let you guys know again that we are here, okay, each and every Tuesday. 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time for your listening and viewing pleasure and edification. So thank you again for watching another amazing episode of Telehealth Tuesday. We truly appreciate all this amazing participation tonight. Next week, we're going to have an amazing guest. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to Dr. B TV, DOCTOR, the letter B, as in boy, TV on YouTube. Go there, subscribe, free content. This is episode 79. So, hey, if you got nothing better to do, or you just want to listen to our voices while you go to sleep, or you have a long drive, 79 episodes, 1 hour at least each. Sometimes we go over like this. So that's at least 79 hours. I think you can make it to California, right? So just make sure next time, bring your family, friends. Don't only bring yourself. Don't hold this amazing platform to yourself. It's all about sharing. Sharing is caring in this case. Now, if it's something else like herpes, don't share that, okay? That's a medical joke for the medical people still on here. So, all right, next Tuesday, God willing, we'll see you. With that said, if you want to be a guest on the show, if you know somebody who'll be great, like y'all were telling me, please get with us in the DM, email, goodfaithwellnesscenter@gmail.com, 769-487-6036, 769-487-6036. My assistant will definitely either answer or call you back promptly. We want to see you. We've got plans. If you don't have insurance, we got a plan for $99. It's unlimited visits, so we can take care of you. Big shout out to Jeremy Jones, Cake King. Sprinkle Me by Cake King. That's with a K. Jeremy Jones, I know y'all know him, 500,000 followers. He's become a friend of mine. We did some things to help one of his employees. He put it all online if you care to see. But I was just glad to be there for him, be there for that young man who is doing better. And we talked with him actually today, and he's doing a lot better. So big shout out to Jeremy Jones, everything that he's doing in the community. So God willing, we'll see you next Tuesday. This is the place where we treat mind, body, and soul. And remember, as always, that true wealth begins good health. See you next. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt. Come join us at our newest clinic location at Good Faith Wellness Center. We provide compassionate health care for your entire family, from virtual visits to office appointments. We're committed to providing the best care. We accept all insurances, and we provide monthly wellness plans. Let's start your family journey to a healthier, happier life. Schedule your appointment today, and remember, true wealth begins with good health.